Well, we're on to part 2 of Kingaroy Country. We travel from the Imbil area over to Kingaroy. We check out the dog-proof fence, the dingo fence, Jandowae, Kingaroy Bunya Mountains, Muntapa Tunnel, and Cooyar, Palm National Park there. There's one of the smallest national parks in Australia, and right down to Lake Perseverance. And that will be the conclusion of part 2 Kingaroy Country. So don't forget, if you want to keep following us, to subscribe and like and hit the notification buttons if you want to do that. Welcome to any comments, and yeah, hope you guys keep following us. So hope you enjoy this part 2 of Kingaroy Country. Okay, so I managed to walk up on it a little. So it's made out of pony trusses. I feel a little bit precarious because I've just straddled the 2 main beams that come through the railway line, so it doesn't feel that comfortable walking like this. travel very far, probably about 20 k's. We're at Cooyar. We're at the Swinging Bridge Park rest stop. So I think it's a 24-hour, 23-hour stopover. Looks really nice and peaceful here. I'll have to go and check out how long you can actually stay here. We've just down here is one other van there, and we're sort of down here by ourselves, which is pretty nice at the moment. Anyway, it's fairly early in the day, so might get some more stopovers soon. And there's a little swinging bridge up here we're going to go and take a look at that's in the actual park itself, and we're going to check out this train tunnel that's down the road a bit, so we'll give you a bit more information on that as we get down near that, so see how that goes. Whoop, and it's got a bit of a swing to it. Definitely is swinging. Whoa. Okay. So it's quite high up. It's a bit wobbly. Oh, I feel a bit drunk. So we've arrived here at the Muntapa Railway Tunnel. This tunnel was started to be built in 1911 and built by hand, basically. So men using pick and shovel, a team of horses to help them build the railway, and they've built the railway through the Great Dividing Range. I mean, that is an engineering feat that is remarkable when you think about the equipment that they had and in that era. So there's a nice little park here. They've got all the history here on the boards here behind us, and we're just about to take a walk down and check out this tunnel. There's a live bat colony that lives in the tunnel as well, so I did read that it can be quite stinky. I'll let you know, but I don't think you can actually get up to the section where the bat colony is, but you can see a big majority of the tunnel apparently. So let's go check it out. I'm just coming around the corner now, and we can see the entry to the tunnel. Right, so here we go. We're going to enter the tunnel. There's no sleepers or rail lines left. As I said, they do have there is a bat colony in here, and they have fenced that off to protect the bats. Oh, it's cold. There we go. You can't get through to the other end because, as I said, they've fenced it off for the bats. You can feel the really cold breeze coming through there. So just having a look a bit further into the park, it talks about the men, so over 100 men would have been working on this project at the time. They would have, in most cases, had their wives and children with them as well. They were camped here for about 13 months, so it would have been quite harsh probably, like just tents. And so this is just around the area that they would have camped, and there's a few bits and pieces here where they've got more information and stuff as you walk up the other end of the tunnel. And there's all these steps that you can walk down to get to that part of the tunnel, to the other side. We're going to go down and check that out. Here we are, we're here at the Palms National Park, also called Bouldery Park. So it's one of Australia's smallest national parks, comprising of a very small parcel of land that was donated by Charles Henry Bouldery. So we're going to do the Palm circuit. Why he would have wanted it preserved. I mean, it's a little unique spot full of palms, almost, you know, tropical rainforest in this little tiny portion of a normally otherwise dry sclerophyll
Bit of info
forest
there says
area.
it's a grey gum. It's over 300 years old, and it has a fig tree basically growing out of the centre of it as well.
A couple of little of the walks here you can do. 385 metre loop to 2Ks one way, so a 5K walk if you start from here and do the whole entire walkway. We're just going to have a little bit of a look down the apple walkway. Apple gum walk, the huge logs that was put on the bullock teams and hauled through here to where they were going to go and mill it. Wow, whoever would have thought this was in the middle of a town, right in the middle of Crow's Nest, and you can walk to this scenery in, you know, a few minutes. Amazing. Gorgeous. And it's really good that they've preserved it. And then over here we've got this huge red mahogany. I just saw a platypus, but I don't think he's going to come back up again. Oh, how exciting. What a little oasis. So they used the area here as a swimming pool back in the old days, and then they put a steam pump over here in this corner. You can see the remnants of it over there. And just at the bottom of that, I saw a platypus pop up. It was so quick. So there's platypus, lizards, etc. that live in here now. I don't think they use it as a swimming hole anymore. We're at Lake Perseverance. So we were going to stay at Lake Crestmead, but unfortunately all the campgrounds shut. So we'll have to go and find somewhere else to stay tonight. Alright, so we've come to the end of part 2 of our second collection of videos and stories from our travels. It basically we had a lot of information, and we've just sort of compacted it into the best we can into 2 parts. Just getting to learn how to do these YouTube videos and stuff, so you know,
it's a big job.
It's a big job. So end of part 2. It'd be really great if you guys would follow us on our next episode, which is going to be down in the Border Ranges National Park, New South Wales. We're going to do the Border Ranges track there, visit a couple of waterfalls, take a look at the track.
Some really good lookouts.
And the Lions Road, and it's got some lookouts there, and some more unique rail history, which we seem to be following, not any sort of preconceived idea. It's just happening.
Just train tracks keep coming in the way. I don't know why.
Yeah, anyway, so don't forget to, if you want to keep following us, guys, to hit the subscribe button and the like button and the notification button, and follow us on our next episode down to the Border Ranges, New South Wales.
If you've got any comments, don't forget to leave them below, and we'll see you in the next episode at the Border Ranges. Bye.